They just released the patch notes. Let's quickly go through them because there is some huge changes apparently. It's always funny when I see this here. Every time, known issues, whatever, doesn't matter, none. Okay, sure. We get the DLC, 2 new dungeons, Bloodroot Forge and Falkreath Hold. You will get the new skin, unique hat, several titles and housing items. How I understood this, in Falkreath Hold you get the skin and in the Bloodroot Forge you get the hat, I think. New collectibles, whatever, item set, so that's here, pretty interesting. Draugur's Rest. When you deal damage with fully charged heavy attack. Place a circle and it heals 11k health for 10 seconds. Well... if it can crit, probably not bad, but I'm not sure if it counts as a proc set and it cannot crit. I have no clue. Other than that, it depends. 5 meters is also not that huge, so I don't think that's actually. Pillar of Nirn. When you deal damage, a fissure underneath. 2k physical damage to all enemies, AoE damage, and then bleed for an additional 8k physical damage. Not too bad. But I guess that they get the physical damage, they have to stand in the hit for the 2k physical damage. It's probably easy to avoid. We have seen this one already. When you take damage, 8% chance to get the major protection. 30% damage reduction. Now if it works the same as the skeleton monster helmet, you might be able to purge the movement speed away. But other than that, I don't think it's worth 5-piece bonus. Dummy House monster set. When you deal damage you have a... oh, there's a magica and stamina okay. 50% chance to create either a ring of fire or a ring of molten earth. 10 seconds. Flame damage or physical damage every 1 second. Actually not too bad. Sandy ring grants you 200 spell damage or 200 weapon damage. It's actually pretty damn strong. Works especially well on a DK because they get some small boost. And I don't know, I mean, you have 1k flame or physical damage and then you get 200 or 200 weapon damage, like spell or weapon damage. That's kinda strong, I would say. Flame Blossom. When you deal damage, 10% to summon a line of flame that moves forward, dealing 800 flame damage to an enemy in its path. I really don't know what they have with those proc sets. I mean, are they out of ideas with other sets? It's like so many proc sets, dude. Increases the damage you deal with bleed damage over time effects by 20%. Okay, that's, I guess, not OP, but definitely interesting set. And Hugraven's Garden. When you take damage while under 50% health, any damage you take from enemies outside of is reduced by 50%. The first time an enemy tries to enter, they are knocked back 5 meters. I don't think it's really... when you take damage while under 50% health. Only 5 seconds. Definitely interesting, maybe cool visuals. If it's good, no clue. Earth Gore. When you heal a friendly target is under 50% health, you conjure a pool underneath them which soaks up enemy place instantly and heals friendly targets in the area for 30k health over 3 seconds. This effect can occur once every 35 seconds. That's pretty damn strong, holy shit. Like, sure, it has a huge cooldown, but for PvP, 35 seconds is nothing. Like, if you have 3-4 people wearing that shit, it's constantly proccing. 30k health, even with the heal debuff, it still will be a shit ton. And that's the base. So you can buff this probably with Blessed and other stuff, most likely. I I think this year's the most interesting set. Like the two monster sets are pretty strong. They introduced Chaos Ball. I heard they finally fixed the queues, so that's something good. Just 8 weeks too late. They also introduced like a level 10 to 49 queue. It's also cool. Elemental status effects such as burning, concussion, so they now scale with your max magic or max stamina in addition to spell damage or weapon damage. Okay, it's interesting. Burning now lasts 4 seconds and ticks every 2 seconds. Previously lasting 3 seconds and ticking every... Damage is the same, okay. Poisoned now deals its damage over 6 seconds, down from 12 seconds. Caution and chilled effects now last 4 seconds, down from 6. Yeah, okay, that concussion, yeah. I think they, because like most guilds have a huge uptime on concussion, so they wanted to nerf it a little bit. Summon pets from abilities and item sets now move 10% faster. Nice. They're probably still stupid as fuck. Dodge rolling now grants immunity to immobilizations when it is used while you're silenced. Okay, sure. DK, this now increases damage of burning and poison by 25 down. By 50% down from 66. Really small damage, doesn't really matter. Dark Talons now deal magic damage instead of physical damage. Didn't even know they were physical damage. Increases the radius of the health from this morph to 28 meters. Okay. Torque. Use your highest critical strike rating. Okay. Update several animations used in certain werewolf abilities to improve their rest time when weaving them with other abilities. That's nice, but this wouldn't even be a problem if they didn't change those stupid if they didn't make those animation changes. Just saying. In Dark Brotherhood, fuck the whole game. Fire Rune are now hidden to enemy players. Lol. Okay, that's cool. Understones. Oh, they changed them. Holy shit. The Apprentice increased spell damage to 238 from 167. Magic recovery went up. Spell and physical resistance. Oh, they buffed them. What? Max health to 2231. Max Magicka to 2k from 1.32. Dam Wreck, Health Wreck. Nerf the thief models. Reduce critical strike chance to 9% from 11%. Okay. Now the question is... Shadow is unchanged, so maybe the shadow will now come out on top. Guess we have to test that. Yeah, kind of everything. I mean, the warrior, I don't think that stuff will be better, but it's probably a question between shadow or the thief. That's it, no more class balance changes. Interesting. To reduce visual effect, noise in groups, we have in most from... Okay. Dark Talons. Reverse slash fiction is where this ability's morphs would grant slightly less than 300 damage bonus against the target at 1% health. Okay. Yeah, I noticed this. Fixed an issue where lightning staff heavy attacks were not commanding your pets to attack the target. That makes sense. I saw something like the pets just runs off in the wrong direction. I was like, what? Issue was the... okay. Bolts. Okay. Weapon traits. Okay, they rebalanced them again. Adjust the values and bonus of most weapon traits in the following ways. with the listed value as being for two-handed gold quality items. Times. Defending is granted to... Holy, that's a huge nerf. Use increase the bonus value granted to applied enchantments to 30% from 20 and decrease the cooldown reduction to the applied to 50. Huge buff, holy fuck, dude. When you have a poisoned weapon, or like, let's say a poison enchantment on your infused weapon, it already gives you like 2k, it's gonna be more probably. And increase the cooldown reduction. Increased the cooldown. Yeah, so it will even proc faster and harder. If I read this correctly. Increase the bonus damage weapon by 15%, okay. Probably still not good, but definitely got buffed. Precise. Increase the critical strike chance granted to 9% from 7. That's nice. That's interesting. Oh, they fucked sharpened. Okay. Reduce the spell and physical penetration. Yep. Precise is definitely better now. I'm pretty sure. Like 9% versus 2.7k. Precise wins by fucking miles, I think. It was already only a little bit worse, but now definitely better. The Prosperous has been written to give it the combat function. It now grants 11 health, magic and stamina recovery as a gold. Wow, okay. Sure, sure. Item sets. We focus on introducing more counterplay to certain item proc sets, yeah. There was only like a few proc sets that overperformed. Actually, it was only like 5. But there is like, I don't know, 60, 70 proc sets. And because 5 were too strong, they fucking nerfed all of them. Making the other 65 completely useless. And the 5 that were too strong were still too strong. Let's see what they came up with this time. Max health. Magic and stamina has been increased by 30. Okay. Weapon crit has been increased. What? They kinda nerfed some traits and buffed the sets you're wearing. That's a shit ton. Like 55%. 13. That's why we saw on ESO Life increased stats. Like I saw a health bonus which was 1.2k. Previously, like in Morrowind, it's only 1k, I think. Physical spell penetration has been decreased. Okay, that's a nerf to Krog. And if the 5 oh no, it's only 1, 2, 3 and 4 piece bonus. Only Krog, I think there isn't a spell pen set. I mean there is like Spriggan and that stuff, but it's not, the 5-piece bonus is not nerfed. Any monster summoned by a proc set now inherits any bonuses you have. Damage done and healing done. Okay, interesting. Blood spawn. Decrease the amount of ultimate generated by this item set's proc to 14 from 15. Sure. I mean, whatever. Crowd control immunity to the enemy after knocking them back. Rough Dart, the damage. Okay, they nerfed. Ilambris, they nerfed it. Lord Warden. That's nice. 5 meters was too small. 8 meters is nice. Nerienf. Oh, that's actually not bad, huh? Could be really good now. 20% is huge. Night Flame, increase the proc chance from this set to 5%. Okay, sure. Increase the proc chance of this set. What? Ah, okay, but they nerfed the damage. Okay, yeah, that's a nerf. It still has a 1 second cooldown. So it doesn't matter, like, you have a 50% chance now, and it deals less damage, but the cooldown, the 1 second cooldown will fuck it anyway. It almost procced on cooldown anyway, so it's not really... Yeah. The lead proc now displays a hostile telegraph to the enemy's players, indicating its area of effect. Okay. Increase the damage of these item sets proc by 30%. Okay, that's a lot. Bad. Definitely worth testing now. It's kind of small AoE damage if I remember correctly. It's just funny how they every patch they try to balance the monster sets. But why just not make it so you can't wear 3 fucking different proc sets? Problem solved. Like, don't get it. Change the proc to occur when you take damage instead of when you deal damage. Now spawns a volcano that erupts after 1 second. It launches a projectile at the closest enemy instead of instantly dealing unavoidable damage. Okay, so time to move out of the AoE damage. Up. Change the 1-piece bonus to a double 1-piece weapon and spell crit chance. Okay. I'll increase the damage by 5% to max stamina. Oh ho! That's actually cool. My follow was already pretty strong. And with it now having a max stam bonus, that could be fucking awesome. Plus it looks sick. Definitely worth a test. Stormfist. Oh, nice buff. I actually tested it on my Stumplar, like Stormfist versus Validref, and I had more deeps from Stormfist. I don't know why, but it's weird. Increase the cooldown. Yeah, whatever. Validref now occurs after a 1 second delay and displays a warning visual on the set wearer. Okay. Proc now deals its damage over 4 seconds instead of dealing it instantly. So you probably can cleanse it now. Drops a spore on the ground in front of you that explodes after 1 second of instantly dealing unavoidable damage. Okay. So what they're trying to do is... They didn't really nerf the damage by a lot, but they want it so players have a chance to react to monster sets. So a lot of those have now either, like, well, a lot. Most have now like a 1 second delay and you see where it will hit. So you have time to move out. Which means if you constantly move around, you probably will miss them. Which makes them a lot shittier. For PvP, which is a good thing because they were so OP. I still don't know why they don't limit us to only wear 1 proc set. But definitely, most of those changes are pretty neat. There is still a few things like tremor scale and that stuff. It's not all nerfed, but it's definitely nice. At least the changes here are nice. I'm just quite surprised that they changed, like they nerfed the spell and physical penetration so hard. It was completely overperforming, to be fair. But yeah, precise, definitely on top now. Fix a rare issue where some item procs, set procs could critical strike. You fixed an issue where the infused weapon trade was not reducing. Oh yeah. Guess that's more or less it. I'm talking for too long anyway. There's probably some other stuff in here, but it looks to me... I'm surprised they didn't change a lot of things on the classes, especially the Warden. Let's go up. Like, it seems they really wanted to balance the proc sets and all that kind of stuff. On the same time they introduce new proc sets. I don't know why they're so horny after those proc sets, I don't get it, but yeah. But this stuff here probably will bring in some changes in the next build videos. I will also do a little bit different build videos this time because most information is more on my website anyway, so I will focus on like skeleton parses and rotation more. So yeah, definitely some really nice changes. I probably will do a separate video on, like, once I downloaded the patch and all the kind of stuff. But I just want to quickly go through the patch notes. Yeah, this change is huge. The change to most monster sets is nice, and definitely, even in PvE, you will have more variety now. That's really nice. Basically, that's it. What do you think? What do you think about those changes? Maybe I missed something. Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you for watching, and see you soon. Cheers.